So, Gabriel, tell me about your thoughts for this matchup. We know the finals matchup now. We have Tim Meyer on mono white, white and friends
White
against this very focused mono green deck.
Yes, I think that, I mean,
Let me rephrase this question. How can Tim win?
Tim's path is this. He needs to have early disruption, such as prismatic buck, prismatic ending, and he needs to I don't know. It's a tough one. I suppose Althari is pretty good, but he just needs to take out the early ramp. That's the play. His creatures interact so poorly with what's against him, such as the 2/1, the Tide Taker, the 2/2 that you can't cast spells on your opponent's turns, the 3/1, even the Blink creature.
Michael doesn't care about most of that.
No, not really.
It's gonna be a tough matchup.
It is a tough matchup. Who's your money on? Theoretically, not actual gambling.
I would love to see game 3.
You're also a green mage in Cube.
I'm not. I do love mono green. It's one of my favorite archetypes in vintage cubes. I actually rooted for it last year when it was on.
That was against Caleb. How dare you?
I know. Well, trust me. Don't worry. Caleb will never let me forget. So I was excited to see mono green last year. Didn't win. We got a chance to see it in the finals yet again.
Nice.
Got a shot. I think it's. I would imagine, and I've looked through all of the decks. I would think that if I were Michael and I could handpick a deck to play against in the finals, I would probably handpick Michael's deck.
Okay.
Or handpick Tim's deck. That would probably be the best matchup for him.
I think that's right. Do we have any sweepers or like balance or anything like that?
Well, we did not have balance. So that was actually something that I was looking for. That was something I was looking for in Tim's deck. And it's a lot of creatures. It's applying some pressure.
Mm-hmm.
It is a mid-rangey-esque aggro deck.
Okay.
Now, there is some tools. Notably, there's a Caracas in Tim's deck. That's good against Rofilos.
Is good against Rofilos.
Really good against Rofilos.
Yes.
Really good against Rofilos.
That is a pretty good answer.
So, but beyond...
What's the deal with Caracas?
So, Caracas is a land that's going to let you return a legendary creature of anyone's to their owner's hand.
Now that's pretty strong. What's the drawbacks?
It's legendary.
Oh,
actually, it does have another drawback. It only produces white mana.
It only produces white. How much damage do you take? 6, 7? What's the appropriate amount?
That'd be 0, but still you only get to produce white mana.
Wow.
Brock is still pretty strong, and not jesting.
One of the legend. Yes, it's very strong. It's also you got your Venser, you got Urza. Sometimes it does a lot.
It's
of work.
one of the things that makes me whenever I'm playing. So we did a vintage cube draft earlier. I was in a Tinker Reanimator deck.
Oh,
and
you got the Tinker.
I did.
I passed it first pick.
And I decided not to play Gristlebrand, and I played Archon of Cruelty instead because I was going to be completely cold to Caracas. And then I played against it.
And?
Our good friend Michael had it, and then I reanimated Archon, and he was like, I guess I'm dead. And then they died. So we have Michael on a mulligan, but as we've seen, this is a very, very, very good mulligan deck. Not something that bothers Michael too much.
And we are in the finals of the CubeCon
2023. CubeCon 2023. Whoever wins is going to get an incredible trophy and a very, very cool playmat. Tim Myers, Michael Gayod, we've had over 400 competitors here, and we're down to 2.
Fantastic.
You know what I spy? Oh, boy, in Michael's hand. I spy a Gaia's Cradle. I also spy a Blightsteel Colossus.
Okay.
Blightsteel, actually, one of the threats Tim would want to see because his removal is exile-based.
Yes.
He's got Leyline Binding and Path to Exile.
Oh, no, not like this. Not like this.
And we see a Gaia's Cradle come down turn 2, meaning that is the only other land in Michael's hand. And even
there we go.
And we got another forest.
Let's see.
Michael letting out a sigh of relief there. You could tell he quickly drew that one, put it into play. And J-Bro, what do we have here?
Oh, no. How turn the tables. How quickly the turn
and he's
tables.
going to deploy this. He's going to
Wow.
He's going to spend 1 extra to put out this devoted druid, which is actually smart. This is maybe a necessary blocker because Tim has a lot of exile-based removal, so maybe this is the one he wants to see. Are we going to see a leyline binding? We are.
Oh, wow.
And as I thought.
Good grief, Gobnasif, which also means has to block here, loses gets triple stone rained off of this block,
so this
is all over but the crying. Game 1.
So this is the problem. This is the problem is that Michael, and that's the game 1's done.
Wow. Channel giveth. Channel taketh away.
That's right. And
golly, that was lightning fast.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah, like I said, exile-based removal. So Blightsteel is the one that he wanted to see because it's the one that his deck is best set up to deal with. He does not want to see something. He does not want to see something that has an enter the battlefield ability or a cast ability like an Ulamog. That would have been devastating.
Wow.
But instead, it's the one that says, I'm going to stay on the battlefield. I don't have haste. I'm going to untap and attack and kill you. And Tim says, well, great news. That's the exact type of card I can deal with, and he did. Michael had to spend so much life. He spent 13 life that turn after getting attacked for 5, putting him at 4.
Wow.
And 2 2s and 3 3s, that's good enough when you're at 4.
That's good enough.
You don't need a lot.
Well, it's also the difference between having a threat like an Ulamog versus having a threat like a Blightsteel Colossus. And you know what would have won him the game?
Well, if he could have he had that Finale of Devastation in his hand, and he actually chose to cast. Well, he didn't choose.
He didn't have the 2
He didn't have the 2. He didn't have the 2 green.
But also, much like Finale, giving haste. If he would have had the Lightning Greaves.
Lightning Greaves, that's true.
Would have won it. That's another thing. That's one of the quiet, beautiful parts of Lightning Greaves in this cube. It's really good in situations like that. It's also, and also with like Gargadargabarga, but it's also really good.
Also like what?
Gargadargabarga. The 6/6 for 5 that gets reach, trample. When it attacks or blocks, you get a 3/3 or a card or
Elder Gargaroth.
Yes, Gargadargabarga, as I said. There we go. See, look.
Elder Gargaroth.
Elder Gargadargabarga.
Great.
So it as we can see, you know, green's also got like prime time stuff like that. It's got a lot of good cards with it, but in your reanimator decks, like with Grizzleband or other stuff, sometimes you need to haste up those critters because the 1 turn of delay might, you know, make your opponent first stay.
Removal is very efficient. White has a lot of exile-based removal in cubes like this one, so having an auxiliary game plan other than just putting a big thing in play and saying, pass the turn, I hope you can't deal with it. You need more than that, and that's exactly what Michael found out in this last game.
That's right, and it's also gives it hexproof, or whatever the other one is.
Hexproof.
Or Shroud.
Shroud and Haste.
Shroud and Haste.
All right. We're going to game 2. We're going to have Michael back on the play.
That was surprising because Michael didn't actually die to his mana screw. There was some interplay there. Tim's Disruption was able to win. And not only that, Tim has... Oh, wait, no. That was the other white deck. Oh, never mind. Tim doesn't even have, like, the 2-mana instant speed one. Okay, we're off to the races, though.
Michael does have...
There we go. That's what I said.
Michael does have an Elvish Mystic that's going to get taken care of on the first turn with a Prismatic Ending. Only need a Plains to take out something with mana value 1.
It's so good.
Michael does not have a follow-up play as Tim shocks in a Godless Shrine and then deploys.
Is this going to be a Tidehouse? No. Oh, wow.
Mystic. Now, here's the combo portion of Tim's deck where he's going to get a Cauldron Complete and threaten to put that onto the battlefield on turn 3. Michael's deck, not very removal heavy. And when I say not removal heavy, I mean blank. He's questions only.
Yes.
I'm asking the questions. If you ask questions, I need to ask more difficult questions.
Yes. And we are already off to the races. This is going to be extremely hard. Michael is going to have, because it also makes channel, he does have the Eldrazi in hand, but it makes channel harder every single time it hits.
Right.
But if there's no draws, if there's a channel right here, right now, we're still in this.
Yeah, it doesn't. Cauldron Complete is indestructible itself as well. It gives its creature indestructible, but it can be exiled just like everything else.
Yep.
So, but we only have 1 turn to draw the channel, as you noted. Now, there are more turns to draw something like a Rofalos, potentially. Now, it looks like we drew an Ignoble no, a Sakura Tri-Builder was the draw here.
Oh, Vault.
And this is a this is the quickest clock that Tim's deck is capable of putting down. And there's not a better time for Tim than to be up one game in the finals of CubeCon.
Okay, so it turns out both times you predicted mono green is going to win. Looking both times rough.
It's a curse.
That's the mono green curse.
At some point, we have to look at me and say, maybe Justin, don't talk about mono green.
Well, it might depend who's rocking it. You might want to use that curse strategically.
I know, but see, it's just like not in my heart to do that. I just got to call them like I see them, and what I'm seeing right now is a 4th land from Tim Myers in the form of a scrub land as we go to a Field Seraph, and that's actually probably going to give lifelink to this.
No, you get flying to the 2/2. We're getting in for maximum damages. I don't think we care.
Is it a 2/2? It's a 2/2 now.
I meant, I was shortcutting. I meant that the Kithkin will be. But yeah, I think we just start rocking it. I like this.
We're attacking for 7.
Aggressive. Be aggressive. Because even if Tim gets if Michael gets like Gargadargabarga or trying to think what else I could even be at this point, we're still in a situation where the Germ can now just finish the game, as opposed to the additional 2 life where he could things could start going the other way. So I like this. I like the aggressive.
Right.
Oh. Something.
He popped a clue. Got another. He noted he got another land with Sakura Tri-Builder, so you get another clue back. He's just making sure that he makes sure the game state's correct. Here, you get another clue. Don't want you to forget that, Michael. Heads up play by Tim. Thank you.
Yes.
Even though we're in the finals of the tournament,
yes,
still this honesty and camaraderie from our competitors.
Amen. Love to see it.
And I see a Rofalos, I see an Ulamog, but I also see Michael at 8 life, which means that he's going to need to live and have everything go right, which is going to be difficult when all of these creatures likely are going to be flying. And I think we're going to see this crack of the clue.
Okay.
Hope we can find
But even
something.
Channel here, what could you possibly have that's going to...
Let's find out.
I don't know what...
All right, we're cracking the second clue, and this could be the extension of the hand. And that is it. Tim Myers very quickly winning the finals here of CubeCon.
That was the Sprecher of finals matches. That was incredible. What a comeback.
The Sprecher. Because you drink it quickly? There's still some left.
I'm already halfway down.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think that having again, I mean, that's the kind of combo nature of the green deck, is that you are all in on a very specific it can go 2 ways. You can incrementally build up, but anyway, we're going to talk about it in a little bit. We're going to go to a quick break, and then we'll do our interview. Thanks, everyone. Bless up, homies. CubeCon.
All right. We are here with our winner for CubeCon 2023, Tim Meyer. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Well done.
We have some things to award you.
Okay, great.
I want to ask you a couple of questions first.
Yep.
First, how did you feel about the deck you drafted? I know you won with it, but when you drafted it, how were you feeling? Did you think this is a deck that's going to take me to the promised land?
I texted my brother that of all the decks that I drafted relative to their cube, the decks relative to the cube, I thought this was the worst one I've drafted the weekend. I did not feel like I got there. I first picked the Stoneforge Mystic, trying to kind of force mono white because I wasn't passing many white cards. The 1-drops never came around, so I was cobbling together some pieces. I have some cards I wouldn't have thought that would make it into a mono white deck, but it worked out, so I can't argue with the results.
And ultimately, in a matchup that, and I'll be honest, I thought this was the toughest matchup for you in the top 8. And I don't know if you might not have had a chance to see Michael's deck, but very quick mono green deck.
Yeah.
And your first pick, Stoneforge Mystic, essentially won you
carried that game. Yeah.
It did.
Yeah.
It did, and that's exactly what you want. In the moment of need, it came in handy.
Your instincts were sharp.
The Kaldra was a interesting pick too, because in pack 3 I picked a Figure of Destiny over it because I was expecting that I would be able to wheel the Kaldra.
Yep.
You
and
did.
I was very glad that that did come around.
And that's the power of taking the early Stoneforge.
Right. Yeah, because no one else wants it then.
Yeah. Fantastic.
You disincentivize it.
Yeah, that was incredible. First of all, let me ask you this. Have you been on the Pro Tour?
No.
Have you?
I have never day 2'd a GP. I played a couple.
Exactly. So we literally had, people like Reed Duke, Dom Harvey, Caleb Durward, all these pro players, Hall of Famers, and you carried the day. How do you feel about that? That's incredible.
It's just a testament to this format that.
That's right.
That's what we want to hear.
That's right. Cube is amazing.
Cube is great. Anything can happen in any given match.
That's right.
So,
And let me ask you this. When you came into this tournament, what were your expectations? What were you thinking?
to have fun, and I absolutely did that.
Love it.
You had the maximum amount of fun. As it turns out, you had more fun than anyone else, arguably. You got to play the most Magic.
Yep.
Well, Joe Anderson played a lot of Cube this weekend.
That's true.
Yeah,
Joe did a lot. So, what was your mindset as the draft was going on? It sounds like you didn't have your expectation. You weren't meeting what you wanted to be doing. You were trying to go mono white, but there's some competition there.
Yeah.
So as things are going on, you're like, well, let me get some voice resurgence. Let me, go into this lane, that lane a little bit.
I was just kind of scrambling, picking up incidental lands for like the Leyline Binding. I picked highly in Athari.
That's a good one.
5-mana 3/3.
We talked about that one. We're both a big fan of that.
That's a good one.
I've played a little bit with that as well. I'm a big fan. So just trying to cobble things together since the white cards that I was looking for weren't all there.
Awesome. And where are you coming from?
St. Louis.
Oh, wow.
As we learned on his player profile.
Yes.
That's right. I am an old man with many children, so my memory is fading.
No worries.
You were able to overcome a start in the second round, Andrew Jab's wasteland into a strip mine.
Yeah.
How do you feel? Does that one feel good? Hang your head on that one?
I mean, we just keep playing. Just take one draw step at a time.
Amen.
Just make the best play, and
That's
then
exactly right.
Well, and what was your mindset as it was going on? You see, did it sink your heart? Or just
no, I was just playing at that point. There have been moments where like the moment got to me when I was like, especially in like the top 64 draft, when I was about to make top 8, and I was feeling that. And then in that second game, second game where I just won that, that was basically the only moments where like, okay, this is the thing that is happening.
That's awesome. And also, can you tell us a little bit about what brought you to CubeCon in the first place?
All the cubes. I was here last year, and it's just the chance to play all of these different cubes, to meet all these people who are enthusiastic about Cube. It just seemed like a great way to spend a weekend, and I'm right.
Yes,
it's the best.
You're absolutely right. And did you day 2 last time?
No, I was an alternate last time. Didn't make the cut.
Wow,
I did like mono 2-1s last year and no trophies, but I got a couple of trophies this time around. So
nice. All right. Well, I believe Justin's got some cool stuff to present you with.
Well, Tim, you are in hallowed ground now. This is the second CubeCon. There's 2 champions, you and Caleb Durward. So I think
I beat Caleb in a trophy match for
Yeah.
the fake cube.
Wow.
Yeah, you did.
Yes.
Yeah, you did.
Which cube was that one?
The Maze fake cube.
Okay, nice.
Nice. And I mean, that might have been the thing that vaulted you to here. You might have stole his power.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now you two are the only 2 CubeCon champions there's ever been.
Yes, both equally talented, equally experienced players.
Right.
Just,
as far as I'm concerned, that's the case.
I get us mixed up sometimes.
You know why? Because there's only 2 trophies that I'm going to get to, and you guys are going to be the ones that have them. But we have a few things to give you. We have a ton of stuff from our friends at Games Genic. These are cube pockets for your cube.
Great.
Because I know you have cubes.
These are
I do have several.
these are pretty
Cubes,
awesome.
S with a plural.
Yes.
Well, of course, we have a nice can of Sprecker's root beer.
Yeah.
Of course.
Now, keep it on this side for safety.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me give you a little
J-Bro, I don't want him to think that's one of his.
You have a few over there. Yeah.
We have a bottle of hot sauce from
That's
Sticker Mule.
hot sauce for the boss.
Believe it or not, but this is actually very good hot sauce.
Yes.
Sweet
And pretty
heat.
good stickers.
Yep. And we can put it back in this box for safety. But
Yes.
you know what? For now, we'll keep it out. We have
for now.
more stuff from Game Genic. Is
Yes.
Load me up.
I mean, yeah, we got.
Thank you to
These
Game
are the
Genic.
double sleeving pack.
Okay.
So if you're playing, you want to double sleeve your cube, you can do that. Huge
These
amount
are
of
the-
stuff.
These are very good sleeves. for
Yes.
Cube.
Excellent quality.
Huge thank you to Game Genic for your support of this.
We have a
Appreciate your
cube
sponsorship.
map from Lucky Paper Radio.
Yes.
Awesome.
Which features all of the cubes here at CubeCon.
Is this one signed?
It can be.
Yeah.
It can be.
We can make
That's
that
up.
happen.
That's up to you.
I know someone.
We have a CubeCon pin, just like Jay Bro and I are spotting right now.
That's for
You
you.
got that officially. You have a really awesome set of foil tokens.
Can we take a look at those? Let's crack
Yeah,
those
let's
open.
Yeah.
So,
Let's see what's cracking.
So I'll let you take a look at those, then you can show them off on stream. So these are foil tokens of all of
CubeCon shirt design.
all of the tokens that we gave out to attendees. And there's not many of these. There's only 8 sets.
Very limited.
There's only
edition.
8 sets that were even printed at all.
And there's
total.
And
Hey, there's you.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is the handsomest zombie I've ever seen. Incredible. Thank
Did you get to pick being a zombie?
Absolutely, I did.
No one actually gets to pick being a zombie. Kind of happens, but
I picked.
yeah.
I let it. I was. We have something very, very special. Everyone got a commemorative coin, but you are number 1.
Amazing.
You have
Yes.
coin number 1, which is really awesome.
Can we read the byline on there?
In Cube we trust.
Amen. That's right.
You have a champion playmat. I'll show you first before I show the camera. This is gold foil champion playmat.
For our champ.
Let you hold that up. We'll get some pictures on that, and then we have the big prize. And I got to be really careful with this one because it's extremely heavy.
Yes. Are you ready?
We have, and this is very heavy, a CubeCon
It is very
2023
heavy.
champion.
Look at
It's
that.
very heavy, marble and glass. Look at this amazing trophy. And Tim Meyer, let's everybody here give him a round of applause. Congratulations for Tim. As the winner, incredible achievement.
Fantastic.
And you have absolutely earned it.
Thank you.
Just say this year was incredibly tough. Had everyone that even made top 8 had to go through a murderer's row of people that were really motivated and really wanted to win. But you stand alone as CubeCon champion.
You and Caleb.
That's it.
You're in rare air.
Yes.
And thank you so much. Let me ask you this. What would be your message to anyone watching who wasn't able to attend this year?
Try to attend. Try to cube as much as you can. All year round, but especially during CubeCon.
Yes, that's very good advice. Well, thanks again. Congratulations. We are extremely happy to have our newest 2023 CubeCon champ, Tim. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tim.
Thanks.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna let you put that back because I know that is
Yep. How's this go?
heavy.
And we will.
Here, I'll turn it.
Sure.
We will
You
see
go.
you guys next year. Thanks for tuning in. CubeCon, it's going to be a
got you.
blast.
I got you.
Join us next time.
Okay.
Bless up,
Yeah.
homies.
All right, so we're gonna let Tim take out of the booth, and J-Bro and I are gonna send you off. So we're gonna take just a very, very 30-second break so we can get Tim cleaned up, and then we will be back to send you off with everything. Thank you very much, Tim.
Okay.
Amazing. What a format.
What a format. What a con. What an event. This is like the dreams come true. Dreams come cube.
Dreams come cube, and the greatest. I mean, and I know we both feel like this. This is the greatest format in all of Magic.
Absolutely. The greatest event of all year, for sure.
Yep.
And Tim knocked it out of the park. I am just blown away. And again, it's exactly what I said. Anything can happen at CubeCon.
Anything can happen.
Yeah.
We've seen the favorites of the field go down round after round on
Including-
coverage.
Including in the last round
Yeah.
with the mono green deck.
And it's incredible. And this is just, what an incredible format. And,
Sorry.
we have, I just want to thank people. We've spent a lot of this time thanking people. I want to thank a handful of people, but we do have one more sponsor.
Yes, I also want to thank one person in particular. It is Steve and his company CubeHeads. Hey, you want more Cube content? You want to see more dope interviews with awesome Cube personalities? Well, check out CubeHeads, a Cube drafting channel focused on bringing you the personalities and experiences from the Cube scene. Visit them at youtube.com/@CubeHeads.
That's right. /@CubeHeads.
Okay? That is youtube.com/@CubeHeads. I will say the owner of it, Steve, has been around all week. He's one of our first sponsors, really believed in us, and he is just doing such a good job, producing such amazing content. Just incredible. Highly, highly, highly recommend checking out CubeHeads. His videos are great, and thank you so much for the sponsorship. You're awesome.
Yep. Thank you very much. I want to thank my play group at Battlegrounds in Richmond, Virginia, for cubing with me over the last year. I moved to a new city, and Magic has always been the way that I've been able to connect with people and meet new people. So all of you at Battlegrounds specifically, a great store if you're ever in the Richmond, Virginia area. So I appreciate you guys. I want to say again to our partners at NRG, we couldn't have done it without you.
Great job.
And J-Bro, I want to thank you for putting all of this together. And I know you had your speech in front of everyone, as you like to do. And you thanked everyone else. And the only person that was left off for all the important people was yourself. And I want to make sure that you know that I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Because this is your brainchild. And we're here. We've created this incredible event. You, me, and a handful of others. We've had almost 500 people here this weekend.
Yep.
Everyone had an amazing time. We're bringing so much joy, and you bring so much joy not just to the group of people that were here, but the entire Cube community. And we are very fortunate to have you, that this is what you decided to focus on in your Magic career. So thank you for being you. I appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you very much. I just, again, I want to thank you. You were this would not happen without you 100%. And you were the first person you were one of the first two people when I really had the idea and came to it. You were very gracious and very accepting, willing to let my pestering continue a bit, and like, oh, this is a good idea, and give me some encouragement as opposed to just shoving me off and saying it's a stupid idea, which most people did when I first came to him with it. So thank you, and also just thanks for all the work. You're such a talent. Thank you to all of our judges, all of our volunteers, all the rest of the organizing team, to Nerd Rage Games. Thank you to all of our sponsors, if I didn't say that already, and what else? Oh, Tappy Toe Claws, all the other personalities that came through. Vincent, I'm sure I'm missing a bunch of people, but this is really, and most of all, thank you to the participants who came and made this happen, donated the cubes, played the cubes, had such a special time here. I hope that people watch this content a lot over the year and rewatch it and see it, because there's really magic happening at multiple levels. Thank you guys so much. Bless up, homies, and that's all I got.
Okay. Well, that is all for CubeCon 2023. If you didn't make it out this year, thank you for watching.
Thank you. Bless up, homies. See you next year. CubeCon!